Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today what I wanted to talk about was Exos Heroes. You heard me mention it in a previous video. I've been playing this game scattered since it started, but I've actually been playing it a lot more over the last couple weeks or so. I think the game's been out now for roughly 3 months almost. So there's been a lot going on, and I know a huge patch is coming soon. It's actually going to expand the content in the game. But I wanted to talk about some of the stuff that's in the game and why I've actually really grown to enjoy the majority of it. Some of it is definitely a bit tedious, which pretty much comes with, I think, just about every single gacha game that's out there right now. But the game itself suffers from, like, there's just too much to do. There's so much. And it's not that it's even hard to do, it's just a little bit of a time consumption thing. So, for example, let's go through some of the notches here. So if we go into the world and we jump over here to challenge, you'll see here we have a bunch of different challenges here that you can unlock as you go through the story. You should do all of these pretty much every single day. They're not hard. You can literally, once you clear them, do a quick battle and finish it. Actually, I haven't done extreme yet. But if I went to very hard, I could sit here and do a quick battle. And I lied again. That's very hard. I've only done that. So if we do suggest, it'll pick your team. And then you can do a quick battle and get it done. So it's not even that they're difficult. If you haven't done it already, you got to run it one time. And then you can do the quick battle and get them done for pretty much every single one of these. Except for, from what I've seen, the Holy Dragon Grounds, because for some reason you can't auto this. So if you don't have something complete, you can always do a repetitive battle, but in this one you have to click through and do each one. And I think one of the things the game suffers from is that some of these battles are just like crazy long. Like they just run really long. So it runs so long that like there's a timer on this game where it does the power save. So it's good if you're playing on your phone, but it can get kind of a nuisance because I'll sit here, I'll run a battle, and I'll look away, and the battle's still going to the point that it will clip over to the power save feature because the battle is just incredibly long. Like, that's crazy to me, especially when it comes to some of these challenges and the raid and stuff, and you can't skip it. Like, there's no option once you're in there to, like, skip it. Like, most games when you do raids, like AFK Arena, etc., you can just hit the skip button and save yourself some time. But not in here. It doesn't let you do that. I would really be up for them like streamlining a lot of these different features into just one dungeon, which would make it a lot easier for everybody and save everybody a bunch of time. And you can just run it 3 times in one day, and it would clear everything here, except maybe the Holy Dragon Grounds, which I get, or the PvP. They can remain separate, and those can be the ulteriors. But when you have to click through each of these, even if you're autoing them, you still have to take the time to click into them and do it. I know it sounds petty, but the time adds up when you're trying to do other things. But that's also part of the issue, is that you are limited on like how much you can run these in a day. So if I'm really trying to farm, because maybe I want to bless one of my heroes, so blessing in this game is like one of the ways that you expand the levels of your heroes. And if you don't have the right parts, it makes it really hard. So say I have Anastasia here and I want to bless her. I need to get all these parts. All right, and you'll see right here, it'll let me bring her to level 90. It's essentially like awakening a unit. But if I want to craft this, I'll pretty much use up all these gems. And you can't even craft this one right here. You can only find it from the Blessing Sanctum and Exploration. So if I only have 3 Blessing Sanctum runs a day, and I can't actually farm, it's kind of crazy. So farming in this game actually takes part in the form of exploration. That's where you get a lot of the stuff that you need to expand your team. But as far as like the story goes, it's really good. I'm a sucker for a good story, and it definitely takes one to hook me in a bit. And the voice acting is actually not atrocious, which it usually is in these games. And I'm talking about the English voice acting. Usually the subbed games, you think it's better voice acting even if you can't understand what people are saying, because it is. The animations are strong. I do have an issue with some of the way the faces look. I think a lot of them are very like they suffer from like that narrow chin look. I specifically experienced that when I like first loaded the game and you first get introduced to Xeon, and you're just like, what is going on with him? And you can just see it. He's just got like a very like narrow looking face, and some of the way they would animate him in some of the clips makes him look really really goofy, which is okay. It is what it is. A lot of the characters are pretty well designed overall, which is a good thing. They got a decent little anime CG 3D look. In game, you get the same thing. So when you're in actual fights, it's the same thing. There's no change like you experience in other games, where all of a sudden they don't look like this anymore. They look like a chibi version or some sort of tiny version of themselves in their battles. You don't experience that here. It's got a nice 3D battle scene in every single fight that you do. So the game is done really well in that sense. The daily quests are very, very easy. You just literally just click through them here, which again could be something that's a little bit of a nuisance, but it pulls you there automatically, so there's nothing there where you need to worry too much. Like, you don't have to find it. Like, this is just keeps it nice and simple. So if I'm running this on BlueStacks, which is how I'm playing right now, I can sit here and click, and then I'm looking over and doing something else generally. So it keeps it nice and easy. And that's it. And you don't none of this is worthwhile, so you usually just skip them. It's not like they have a play on any like aspect of the story at all, because they don't, which is kind of sad at the same time. So the game itself is actually a lot of fun. So let's go into some of the other features. If you haven't tried this game out, I would definitely recommend it. It's definitely one of the better gacha games to come out this year, and one of the few that I've actually stuck with. One of the features they have is this town, which I still haven't figured out what the purpose of this is. I think they're trying to make it a thing, but really it's just where you go to events and you're able to collect like energy and then account level rewards. So I just hit 30 today. And what this game does suffers, actually, I just did a video on Sin of Alice earlier, and it does the same thing, and everything goes into a mailbox. So everything I just grabbed, for some reason, instead of just giving it to me right then and there, I have to go over here. That's another something I'll be able to do. One of the features in here that you may not know about is called the Heroes Challenge. The Heroes Challenge gives you like some random items, but you have to meet like specific criteria, and all you're doing here is like mix and matching characters. There's really not much that they give you as to what you're actually trying to do, from my experience here. Even if you click into this, like the goal is to get is like the highest score you can get, and the higher the score you get, you unlock things. It's not very well explained. There's a lot of little features in this game that just, that's what slips through the cracks, is that they don't give you detail on like the little things. So like, this is what this is going to impact. This is what this is going to do. Like, that's going to be one of the areas that suffer. But it's not enough to really detract from the overall gameplay. The overall gameplay is really, really good. Let's go ahead, jump into Coliseum here. You see right here? I haven't even been in here yet. I just got access to this recently. Or if I had access, I didn't know it was here. So we're just going to skip this. Don't care. So, all right, we'll jump in here. So let's go ahead and click through here. So we have to, I'm a big fan. No, we want Baraka. Definitely want FC Brock in that scenario. We definitely want Jin. So we're literally picking out of these groups that they're giving us. Select one hero out of each. So we got 2, Yeah, I'll stick with her. Belia. Eileen Fierce in this scenario. Fierce. And we gotta pick one here. So we're probably gonna go with Magi. Yep. Go with Magi. And then one in the front. So I tried to pick like a variety, but you'll see I ended up with most of the same type. So let's go ahead and switch this one up. And it's a shame you can't pick your formation because this formation really is not optimal for this build. Yep. So we're going no matter what. Okay. Let's go ahead. Let's see what this is. Oh, okay. So it's an automated thing in a sense. Let's see what happens here. So I pick a random team. Patrick. No. I'm pretty much just looking at the battle score in those scenarios, seeing what comes across as strong. But like, I'm just gonna auto this. But you can see the animations here. Like the fight is clean and very, very fluid, even on blue stacks, which is always a good thing. Blue stacks rarely crashes during this game. You definitely do need to edit some settings so you don't really run into it frequently. Not saying it doesn't happen. It has happened. It happened to me earlier today. It literally just locked up. But just closing the game and reloading it pretty much fixes the issue. So once this fight is over, what we're going to do is we're going to jump into a summon session. But this game has been... It's been a lot of fun, and I'm actually really looking forward to seeing what the new content comes out. Looks like they're going to release a decent piece of story to add on to what people don't know about Xeon and his character. That's another thing. He really might rub some people the wrong way because he can come across as a dick. It's actually kind of fascinating how they decided that they wanted to portray him. But all right, so that's the Coliseum. So you can sit here and blitz through this and get 12 wins. Get a decent amount of stuff overall. But I'll come back to that. Let's save that for another time. I want to pivot over. We'll finish this. Accept that. We're going to go with Airship. You have to go with Airship to do your summons and pretty much anything that is like maintenance. So you got your dailies. You got your dispatch, missions, which are nice and easy. You just click through. We can suggest some of these. So it'll always update them if you have anything that fits the build. But I haven't summoned in like a long time. So you can see I'm a little short in some of these. So we'll send that out. Treasure hunting. I actually didn't even like have any units here. But because I don't fit the bill. Like you have to have specific criteria with some of these. And that's, I think, one of the issues with the game is like certain pieces you can't do unless you have certain units to do them. And what I mean by that is like some places will only require rares, and you can't use the stuff that you're actually leveling up. So you're forced to level units that in some games you really probably wouldn't level. Because it just wouldn't be necessary. You want to focus on the strongest options, which is why I have these 5, except for this guy. Siakin's only here because he looks cool. He's actually really, really weak by comparison to almost everybody else on this team in terms of what he does and what he brings to the table. It really makes no sense. And it's funny, like, you can look at some of the ratings of some of the units. So, like Anastasia is one of the recommended, like, when you do your multi-summon at the beginning of the game to go for, because she has a solid heal and a solid nuke. Fate Core Baraka here is phenomenal. He just puts out damage like crazy. He's a great single damage dealer. Ramji, Fate Core Ramji is another one that he's the only unit in the game that has like a nullify heal, so you can't heal yourself. And then you have Siakin here, who I've had for a while, which is why he's leveled up. But if you go into like his ratings, yes, like he's just not. He's not designed, but his animations and his like the design of his attacks, like his dragon attacks, look really cool and almost trump a lot of the other attacks that you get to see. But you can see right here, like everyone's like, wow, he's garbage. So that's all good. Let's go ahead and back over here. I was considering waiting until Tuesday for the next release of units, but I think I want to do some summons because I still want to get Bathory real bad, and I haven't really even tried to do it. So I do need to do some pulls. So we're going to go into recruit. You see I have 8,300. This, I haven't spent $1 on this game, just to give you guys an idea here. So like, I am fortunate in that sense. I'm really not interested in her at all. I know some people have seemed to have liked her, but she doesn't bring enough to the table for me, in terms of character and like how she can be used. Black Moon Baraka, being able to pull him here is actually kind of cool, but you can see the odds of that are like, that's below 1%. So some of these, like, it's kind of comical, like what the odds are to pull some of these units. Like these guys are 1%. These are 0.0068, below 1% to pull these FC items. I tried to go for him too, but I ended up pulling something else completely unrelated in the pity, which made me upset. But so string of creation pretty much allows you to target a specific unit. So whenever you do the string of creation, you're going to be able to come in here and like select a unit that you want, but it's going to give you a certain number of like every other unit. And you pretty much may have to go through this whole bucket before you get to yours. So it's a little bit of a catch-22 in some aspects, because it really is the best targeted way to get someone you might want. But at the same time, like it could take a while and you can end up just burning through stuff. But Bathory is an absolute beast and one of the top tier units in the game. So let's go ahead and give this some pulls here. Let's see what we get. All right, Fergie, you're going to give me some luck here. Give it a little snap, skip. Waiting for it is just a bit of a nuisance. There's a whole scene you got to go through. But I do dig the summoning animation in this game. It's actually better than quite a few games in how they make you wait. So whenever that front guy steps away, you know you're getting at least a 4-star. Do we have anyone else? Yep. So what you really want to look for is the glowing cape. So if the cape glows on your pull, no, not a 4-star. But what this is doing is this is like removing look at this garbage. It's removing people outside of the pool. So I don't need to worry about pulling it again unless there's 2 of them in the pool. So I'm getting closer and closer to potentially pulling. We got no, that's not who I wanted. I just used her in the Coliseum. She's faded 4.8. That's actually pretty good. I don't know all the 5-star units. I haven't really gone through it yet. But she's Dragon Clan. 102% damage all in. 100%. She got 2 AoEs. Increases damage dealt to dragons with the dragon skill order activated by 250%. Head dragon. Decreases damage from raging breath by 50%. Increases damage reduced. She's actually pretty decent. Yeah, she's good for rates. That's what I expected. Yep. So Scarlet is a unit that you get for free throughout the game, and she's a fire-based mage. But this one's apparently better. Nice. I'll definitely take that. 2 4-stars and a 5-star and a pull. Why not? Let's keep going. All right, game. Just give me Bathory here so I don't have to do this anymore. That'd be optimal, wouldn't it? Nothing. So the game's like, here, take 2 4s and a 5, and then we'll just give you a bunch of 3s and 2s. That's frustrating. But getting them out of that pool. So increases the odds that I'm going to end up hopefully with what I want here. Alright, well we got something. What do we got? Glow. No. Another gooter. More like gutter. Let's see here. Glow. Nothing again. Maybe we'll get the same patterns last time. 2 4s and then a 5. Fernando. This guy's in the story. He's a tool. I'm definitely going to have to create. They don't really give you a ton of space for heroes, by the way. Like, it's just like that. See that? Good pool, then a crap pool. Look at this 1-star units. Alright, let's do this again. Come on. Nope. Another 4-star. He just keep popping up. He really wants me to use him. And there's no way. Hello? Nope. You literally get this one for free in the game. Oh, we got one more. At least one more. Do the same thing you did in the first pool. What was the second pool? I can't remember. Another 4-star out of the way. Really? That's cool. Fresher, Bone Crusher. So you can see the pool starts to drop. So where's Luke here? There's Luke. Still 2 more gooters inside here. Still want battery. So we're chasing here. I got 4,800 more. Let's see. Give me a glow. Nope. What's funny about these games, like whenever you see like these little animated dudes, they're always garbage. Always garbage. Come on. I could end up burning through like 8,000 Zs here and not get the unit I wanted. Which is part of the life of gacha, so I get it. I can't buy it. I can't buy the checker. This is an asshole. Alright, come on. I don't know what these other guys are. Standing around. No. You give me another gooter. No. This tool. We got 4 more. I could probably find another 100 if I wanted to do another one. Come on. Best part is like there are other 5-star units that are in this, not just the ones that I'm looking for. So like if you come in here, like there's this, but 5-star, 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 5-star. I already have her though. 5-star, I have him. And then so there's 8 5-stars in here. But we got Fate. Alright, let's go again. It's been a while since I've summoned in this game, so I definitely need these units. Especially 3-star units for like the dispatches and stuff. Like the game will bog you down if you don't have enough to fulfill it. That's what I've learned. It was only a matter of time before you came back. Honestly, I probably have enough for another one just from doing all these summons. I probably got some zest. The game is pretty liberal with the zest and how they hand it out. So I definitely recommend giving it a shot just for that reason. But I can't pull another 5-star here for the life of me. I've heard people like using the string and like they get their unit in like 2 pulls, which is just luck. And granted, that's all gacha is luck. You're pretty much gambling. Which I guess is part of the draw. Zephyr. Let's go recruit more. That's ironic. All right, let's go in here. Let's see if we got some. You know, I thought the game would give me more success there, but did it gave me 7, and here's 10. So it looks like that'll do it then. I'll have to come back to the string on another day and see if we can go ahead and pull what I'm looking for there. I cleared a nice chunk of the pool. But, you know, that's right. 0.286. It's actually almost a 3% chance to pull her. Which actually isn't terrible. All things considered. Being the odds are in your favor to pull these other units. You can see it starts to adjust by like how many of them there are. Like there's a ton of fames in here, so odds of me getting him are going to be pretty high right now. Good news is I pulled so many Gooters, he's not in there so much. After seeing him in like the first 3 summons there. Alright. Well, with that note, I definitely recommend you give Exos Heroes a shot if you have not. I know if you go online, you'll hear mixed reviews from a bunch of different people, but in terms of what a gacha game has to offer, this is definitely one of the better ones of 2020. And there's a few good ones out there, so we'll be touching on them as the days go by here. So with that, thanks for watching, and I'm out.